We want to show you how to verify tire pull or lateral force or make a printout using the Road Force Touch Balancer. When you want to verify lateral force or make a vehicle printout, it's important to make sure that the straight track emblem is shown on the load roller on the screen so that we're taking the proper measurements as the assemblies are run across the balancer. When we're ready to look at the vehicle plan view, we press the chassis tab in the upper left and it appears here in this window. Notice that we have these tags here and they're showed on the icon in the upper left. 1, 2, 3, 4 designates the order that they come off of the vehicle. Now here, the tags on the screen here show how they're going to go out the door after service has been performed. So once I've measured all 4 of these, I can say show least vibration, and it will arrange these tires such that the largest road force is as far away from the driver as possible. If I say show least pull, it's going to arrange the tires such that we have the least amount of pull available. Notice that the pull is displayed using this blue arrow, whether it's pulling to the left or to the right. By switching these front tires, notice how easy that is to do. I'm actually just dragging one tire, changing the position of these tires, and therefore flipping the sign of the pull. I can also try different combinations, moving them from front to back to get whatever desired combination I want. If I need more information, I press the arrow in the upper right, and you'll see the window expands out, and now I see a tire stack as well as a chart with some additional information. It's important to note that tires are not saved to the tire stack until we finish balancing and we see OK on the screen. So the tire stack is the history of the last 8 tires that ran across the machine. Now notice that these tires are of different size as well. See how they change. So I can look at this and say, well, you know, this tire number 3 probably isn't my tire. So I'm going to do a little work and reassign these. Notice how easy it is to reassign these. Now that I have them properly assigned, I can verify that by looking over the chart. These are all the same diameter, 26.7 inches in this case. If I got confused, I can even say touch for extra information here and see what wheel weights were applied to that wheel to help me track it down if they're in a pile or not. I didn't mark them as they came off the vehicle. So I can close this. Now again, I have my vehicle plan view. And now, as before, I can change these combinations, try different combinations by dragging these tags around to get the value that I want. If I want to go with least pull, let's say in this case, I'll set it up for that. And I can say print now, press vehicle summary. And now I get to my window, which shows my vehicle summary printout. I can touch in this window, enter information, say hide keyboard. I can enter information for name, vehicle, mileage, VIN as well. I also have these option buttons that I can turn different features of the printout on and off just by pressing them. So it's very easy and quick to configure a printout, whatever you may need. When I'm ready and I like what I have, I just say print and we'll print the summary. When I've printed my summary, I go ahead and hit the cancel button, and then I can go ahead and press the tab and that screen will go away. Now we're going to talk about some things that are different about the tire stack screen. First thing you'll notice is when we open up the screen, there's no longer a small format version of the window. It always opens to the full details screen. You see this red exclamation point here. What this is calling to my attention, that's our Transaver feature. Our Transaver feature is taking a look at the diameters of the 4 different assemblies and comparing them to make sure that they all match. In this case, you can see tire number 3 is a different diameter. If I move this and reassign it, that goes away. What we're trying to do is prevent damage to all-wheel drive vehicles due to wheels turning at different velocities. Okay? So now I'm going to spin this assembly so we can see some other new features. Okay, now that we've spun this assembly, we're going to go back into the tire stack and take a look at it again. Now notice here that the assembly I just spun is on the stack, but it's grayed out. And it's grayed out because we're not finished balancing it yet. And you know that because you see a little weight icon there and it's got a red line through it. If I want to force that to the tire stack, I can, and I'll press the Save to Tire Stack button over here. When I do that, we come back over here and we take a look, and you'll see that it became solid. That's useful if I want to do things like check tire pull or lateral force without having to balance the assembly completely. Now that that's solid, you can see that there are some differences here. Notice there's 3 different icons on these tires. The top one is road force. I only measured road force. I did not measure lateral force on that one. So that's what that icon looks like. Here you'll see this one is lateral force. It's got blue arrows, but they're white. They're hollow. And that means I only measured lateral force. This one here is solid blue, and that means I measured individual lateral force on that assembly as well. So these are some differences between the current tire stack system and the previous menus.